What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today, just giving you an introduction to this video that you're about to watch. Me and my dad went ahead and we predicted the first 4 games, wins and losses for the entire league, all 32 teams. Just to kind of give you a structure of the video, we go from the north, so we start with NFC North, AFC North, and then we move to the west, AFC West, NFC West, and then we go NFC South, AFC South, and then we finally finish with the AFC East and the NFC East. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the whole video, but you know, this is a new kind of video for me. I have never done a collab on my channel before, and this is with my dad, and we had a lot of fun making this, guys, so I hope you enjoy. Go. Alright guys, this is going to be our NFC North and AFC North predictions video. And I'm just going to go ahead and write down the records that I think they are. So we'll start with Green Bay right here. And I have them going to Chicago. They're going to win this game. Sorry if that W is a little weird. They're going to win this game just because Chicago, I don't think they're going to be all that great. And then they go to Minnesota. I'm going to have Minnesota beat them, just because I think Minnesota's defense is going to be really legit this year. Then they go to Washington, and I have them beating Washington. So they're going to go to Washington and beat Alex Smith and the Redskins. Then we go to Buffalo. I also have them beating Buffalo. So that's going to leave them with a 3-1 record. So that's Green Bay. Then we go to Chicago. And like I said, Chicago, they're going to lose to Green Bay. Then Chicago's going to go to Seattle. I'm going to have them lose to Seattle. And then they're going to go to Arizona. I'm going to have them win Arizona, and I'm going to have them lose to Tampa. So they're going to start off at just 1-3, guys. The Bears are kind of an up-and-coming team, so I just don't think that this is going to be the year for them. Then we got the Lions, and I'm going to have the Lions win against the New York Jets. I'm going to have them lose against San Fran, lose against New England, and lose against Dallas. Just because they are going to Dallas, that's the big reason why I'm going to have them lose that one. And also San Fran, I think San Fran's going to be a better team this year. Then we go to, finally, Minnesota. And actually, Minnesota, I have them winning all of their games. They're going to be one of my 4-0 teams. These guys are 1-3. So there's my NFC. Alright, so now we move on to the AFC. I'm going to have Pittsburgh going 4-0 as well. They're going to win all of their games. Just because I still think Cleveland, although their defense looks a lot better, they're going to beat them. They're going to beat Kansas City, they're going to beat Tampa Bay, and they're going to beat Baltimore. Then we go to Baltimore, which I'm going to have them beat Buffalo in the beginning. But then they're going to lose all the rest of their games. So they're going to just have 1-3. Then we go to Cincinnati at Indy. I'm going to have them lose at Indy just because it's a road game. It's tough to win that in the beginning of the season. And then they're going to win against Baltimore. And they're going to lose against Carolina and Atlanta. So again, another 1-3. Lots of 1-3 teams for me, guys. Then we go to Cleveland finally, and again, they're going to go 1-3. Just because I think that Cleveland is on the upside, but I just don't think they're going to have it together this year, just yet. So there we go, 1-3. And there's my predictions for that.
I'm Joey's dad. I'm going to see if we match. All right? So we're going to go with Chicago, Green Bay, Chicago. I'm going to say that's a win for Green Bay. And then we're going to go with Minnesota. And I'm going to have to say that, geez, that's a home game. You never bet against a home team. And especially Green Bay, because you have no idea. And I don't know what Kirk Cousins is really doing at this time. So I'm going to leave that blank for right now. So we got Washington at Washington. I got to say that's going to be a win. And then at Buffalo, it's a rookie quarterback, so it's going to have problems. And I'm going to have to say Rodgers is too much for it, so I'm going to give that a win. So then we got Chicago, Green Bay. Of course, that's going to be a loss. And Seattle, geez, No, you can't bet again. Well, they have a really good defense. Chicago does, because they got a new acquisition. So as far as their defense goes, they might be able to do something with what's his name? Wilson. Wilson. So they might be able to do something with Wilson. And Seattle's defense isn't all that great, but that's at Seattle. So I've got to give. Gee, this is hard to do.
It's an L.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You know,
it's only because it's at Seattle, and it's Chicago. They're just not good enough yet, I don't think. They did get Khalil Mack though, just barely.
I don't know. I'm going to leave that blank for a second. As far as Arizona goes, they have a rookie quarterback like they do pretty much. So, and it's at Arizona. I'm going to give this to Chicago. I have to give it to Chicago. Tampa Bay, they're not bad. They're really not bad, and it's going to be at. It's going to be at Chicago. So I'm going to give it to Chicago. I'm giving this one to Chicago.
Actually, no wait. Seattle is at Chicago. So
Seattle is at?
Yeah, they're at Chicago.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because look at the ats. You wrote at Green Bay, at Arizona. So Seattle is in Chicago.
Oh yeah, they are. Okay.
I'm still going to say it's a loss, though.
Okay, so I'm going to say that this is going to be a loss. Because but you got a really good defense. You got something to build on. But as far as your offense goes, you still have a rookie quarterback. So I'm going to put that as a loss. Now we're going to go down the Lions, Jets. It's going to be a win because you know the Jets are up and coming, but they're not there yet. San Francisco, at San Francisco, that's a tough one. I'm going to give them a loss. New England, it's at the Lions. I'm going to give that a loss, and then at Dallas, I'm gonna give. God, that's hard.
That one's a tough one. I picked loss, but Dallas could beat them. The Lions could beat them, yeah.
Okay, Minnesota. I'm gonna say Minnesota beat San Francisco because they're gonna be at they're gonna be at home. Green Bay. God, is Cousins gonna be doing any good on that one? I don't think they have the defense.
I give Minnesota the win on those just because their defense will be too much.
Okay, Buffalo has a rookie quarterback, and I'm going to say Minnesota loses to the LA Rams. That's just the way it is.
I said they were going to win. So.
Okay, so we're Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I'm going to say that Pittsburgh loses this game because they're at Cleveland, and Cleveland has a really good defense, and their offense is up and coming. So I'm going to give that Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Pittsburgh, what is that? They're going to Pittsburgh, so that's going to be a win. And then Tampa Bay is going to be a win. And then Baltimore, they're home, so I'm going to give that a win. So that's different from Joey. Then we're going to go to Baltimore, and I'm going to tell you right now that, Baltimore's going to win that one. Cincinnati, they're going to lose. Yeah, Denver, they're going to lose. And at Pittsburgh, that's a rivalry. But it's at Pittsburgh, so that's the big key. So it's going to be a loss. And then we got Cincinnati. They're gonna win this one. Sorry, Colt fans. Baltimore, they're going to win that one. Carolina. It's at Carolina and at Atlanta. You know they're going to lose against Atlanta. You know that. But as far as Carolina goes, they still have a really good defense. Cincinnati is looking good in the preseason, but it's preseason. So, did I miss anything here? Okay, so I'm going to have to say Carolina. Gee whiz, Dalton's better than Newton. That's a fact. I know you may not. You may not think that. No.
Which one's been to the Super Bowl? That's all I have to say.
It doesn't matter. He went on his defense. So anyway, I'm just saying their defense. I'm going to say it's at Carolina. It's going to be a loss. It's just the way it is. And now we have Cleveland. They're gonna. I did pick Cleveland to win, so I'm going to say win. And the New Orleans are going to lose. And New York Jets, they're going to. God, that's still. But they have a really good defense. They don't. It's at Cleveland. So that's a win. And then at Oakland, Oh, let me see. Oakland. I don't know who Oakland is, since they've decimated their defense and they're basically focusing on offense. And Cleveland has a really good defense. They really have drafted well. So I have to say that that's going to be a toss-up. So I would, since it's at Oakland, I'd have to give it to Oakland, just because it's at Oakland, and maybe it is going to be their last home game during the season. So I give it to them, and then we're going to go Green Bay, Minnesota, and it's at Minnesota. No, it's their home.
Yeah.
Minnesota's going to win, so it's a loss. That's it, Pops. Okay, it's like really late at night, and so we're going to go over the Rams and the NFC West. Okay, so I'm going to say that the Rams are going to win. Okay, and they're going to, because Oakland doesn't have any defense, nothing. They're going to win against this one because Arizona doesn't have anything, and then they're going to win against the Chargers. Because the Chargers, they're both in LA, it's a home game. And then they're gonna beat the Minnesota Vikings just to prove something, that they can beat the Minnesota Vikings. So that's gonna be the LA Rams. So we got Seattle, and they're going to Denver. Denver has a really good defense. I don't see Seattle escaping their Wilson going anywhere, so they're gonna lose this game. Chicago at Chicago. You know, Chicago supposedly have a good defense, so they can stop Wilson, but their offense, we have no idea. We know this guy scrambles around, but I think that they have enough to stop him, and it's going to be at Chicago. And if they win, if Chicago wins their first game, which is what Chicago is going to be playing Green Bay, and they're going to lose. So that's out the window. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, the heck with it. They're gonna win. I think they're gonna lose it. I'm sorry. I had the L just came through. Okay, now Dallas, they're gonna win. I can't put Dallas down as always losing, but they're gonna be at Seattle, so they're gonna win that one. And then Arizona doesn't have anything. I don't care where you're at. They're gonna win that one. Okay, so Arizona's gonna go to Washington, or it's gonna be home to Washington, and the Redskins have enough to win. I'm sorry, but that's a loss. So they're going to lose against the Rams. That's an easy one. I mean, the Rams are that good. And then they're going to lose against Chicago. Okay? They're going to, and then, of course, we got Seattle, and they're just going to lose. That's it. Okay, so the 49ers go to Minnesota. They're going to lose that one. The 49ers are going to go to Detroit. They're going to win. Or they're not going to go to Detroit. They're going to be home at Detroit, home at the Chiefs. And I'm giving the Chiefs the win. So that's a loss. Maybe not, though. Hold on just for a second. You know something? I don't know who the Chiefs are. I know who the 49ers have. This is all guesswork. It really is. It's just guesswork. Because I don't even know who these teams... The first 4 games are just nothing but extended preseason games. You're not going to know really who's good and who's bad until you see them after 4 games. Then you're going to know who's good and who's bad. But right now, you know, you can only guess. And the 49ers and the Chargers, I just believe that the Chargers are better than they are from what I've seen in preseason. It's just the way it is. Now we go to Denver, Seattle. Denver has a really good defense. Seattle has no defense. And they have Russell Wilson, so that's going to be a win. Okay, at Oakland, or they're going to be home. They're going to have Oakland at home. That's going to be a win. Case Keenum is good enough for that one. And then they're going to win against these guys, Baltimore, at Baltimore. I don't see Baltimore, the defense. I don't see the defense stopping Denver. And as far as Kansas City goes, they really have just a rookie quarterback. I don't really know who they are. And as far as defensively goes, they've always had a good defensive team, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold off Denver with a defense and an offense. So that's going to be a win for Denver. Denver is going to be... This probably won't happen. They're going to mess up somewhere. If I give anybody 4 wins, 4 losses, usually somewhere along the line they're going to screw up, but maybe not. I mean, if you look at it, 4 wins, 4 wins, 4 wins, that's just not going to happen. So I'm already cursing myself here. So we've got San Diego, Kansas City. I'm gonna take Kansas City to lose or to win. I mean to lose. Kansas City will lose. San Diego, Buffalo, of course they'll win. And then LA Rams are gonna lose. And then they go home to San Francisco. I think the quarterback is more experienced than this quarterback, and their defense is good enough to stop their offense. So I'm going to give the San Diego Chargers a win. So the Chiefs go, the Chargers. That's going to be a loss for the Chiefs. Pittsburgh, gee whiz, it's going to be a loss. San Francisco, let me see. San Francisco, what do I have the 49ers over Chiefs? They're going to win. I guess they're going to win. Okay, so they're going to win. And then we got Denver, Chiefs, and Denver's going to win. So, loss. So that's going to be kind of weird too. The Chiefs on a 3-game losing streak, I just don't think that may not happen either. So, we've got Oakland and the Rams. Of course, they're going to lose against the Rams. I seriously think Denver has a good enough offense and defense. They're going to lose against those guys. They're going to win against those guys. And then they're going to, did I say Cleveland? They're going to lose against Cleveland. Lose! There you go. There's my prediction right there. Joey's going to come up right now and finish it off.
All right, guys, so now I'm going to come up here and see where we differ here. So for the Rams, I do have them winning the first 3 games, but then I have them losing to Minnesota, just because I think Minnesota is a much better team than people are giving credit. Us as Eagles fans, we know that Kirk Cousins slays us, so he's going to be the X factor for Minnesota. Then we go to Seattle, and I think they're going to lose to Denver, but then I have them winning Chicago. I have them winning Dallas, and I have them winning Arizona. Just because I think, although the Legion of Boom is no longer in Seattle, I think Russell Wilson is the X factor with that team. As long as Seattle has him scrambling around, they're always going to be a contender. And then we go to Arizona. I firmly agree with everything my dad put. I think they're going to be losers starting off the season just because Sammy Sleeves ain't going to get it done, and Larry Fitzgerald is old, and their defense is done. So they're kaput to start off with. Then we go to the 49ers. I'm going to say that they lose to Minnesota. I'm going to say that they beat Detroit. Then I'm going to say that they lose to Kansas City, but then I'm going to have them beating the Chargers. So they're going to do a nice 2-2, you know, finish right around the midway point to start the season. And a lot of the teams that'll go 2-2, I think they're going to be even more question marks going into Week 5, because again, like my dad said, we're really going to find out a lot about these teams in the first 4 games. So then we go to the AFC West, and I'll just move on over here so you guys. And so let's see. Yep, I have Denver winning. I have them winning, and I have them winning, and I have them winning. Denver's an interesting team. When preseason started, I thought that Case Keenum wasn't going to cut it in Denver, but he's looked really good, and Denver's defense is starting to get back on point. So I think Denver's going to be like one of those teams that's going to be really tough in the AFC this year. Then we go down to San Diego. I have them losing. I have them losing. I have them losing, and I have them losing. I think that San Diego, the biggest reason I'm giving them, they're not even San Diego anymore, they're LA. The biggest reason why I give them losses is because I don't think they have a home field advantage. The home field belongs to the Rams right now. San Diego plays all away games. If you remember last year when the Eagles went to LA, the home crowd for the Eagles was better than the LA Chargers. So there you go. That's why. Until they prove me wrong, they're losers. Then we go down to Kansas City. I have them winning the first game. Then I have them losing to Pittsburgh. Then I have them winning San Francisco, and I have them losing to Denver. So they're another midway team. Big reason why is because they got rid of Alex Smith. They have a rookie quarterback now, but they do have Andy Reid still coaching. So there will be some schemes and some things we'll see from them, but I just give them like a middle-of-the-road team to start. Then we go down to Oakland. I give them a loss, I give them a loss, and I give them a win on their last 2 games. They're going to go about medium too, but they're a tough one as well because John Gruden's been shipping everyone out of town. He's kind of Chip Kellying the team right now. So we'll have to see how they even fare. They might not be contenders this year. But anyway, those are my predictions for the NFC and AFC West. Alright guys, so now we are moving to the South. So you're going to want to stay tuned till the end of the video because we're doing the East last for both divisions. But this one I'm going to start off with Tampa Bay. A lot of people would say that they're going to go winless, but I'm going to go ahead and give them the win at Chicago. I think they're going to lose to the Saints in the beginning because it's really hard to go into New Orleans and win. They're going to lose to Philly, obviously. I'm biased. They're going to lose to Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's pretty good. And then Chicago, the reason I give them the win with that is just because I don't think the Bucs are that bad that they're not going to be able to pull out a win. And I think this is going to be a big game. I think this is going to be a defining game for Tampa. So we'll see how it goes out. But that's they're going 1-3. Then we go down to New Orleans. Like I said, they're going to beat the Bucs. I'm going to have them beating Cleveland. I'm actually going to have them lose to Atlanta just because it's at Atlanta. And I don't think they're going to be able to go in there and just win that one. Then I'm going to have them win against the Giants. Just because, you know, the Giants they're kind of a team that gets hot later on. I don't think they're going to start off very hot. And we'll just have to see what happens with the Giants. I'm going to have them winning that one. Then we go down to Carolina. So Carolina, I've got them beating Dallas. Then I've got Carolina losing to Atlanta. Then I've got Carolina beating Cincinnati. And I have them winning the bye week. So their first 3 games, they're going to go positive. They're going to be over 500. So then we go down to Atlanta. I'm going to have them lose to the Eagles, like I said. That's going to be one heck of a game in just a couple days. But ultimately, because it's in Philadelphia with our rabid fan base, I don't think they're going to pull it out. But then I'm going to have them go on a winning streak, guys. They're going to go ahead and win all of these games. So they're still going to come out pretty hot. Atlanta's one of my playoff teams. I think they're going to be pretty good going throughout the season. And then we are going to move over to the AFC South. And we'll start with Indianapolis. I have Indianapolis winning against the Bengals. Then I have Indianapolis beating Washington just because I don't think Washington's going to be that good. I've said this from the beginning with Alex Smith. I just don't see it. Them losing Kirk Cousins was a huge mistake. And then I'm going to have them, unfortunately, lose to Philadelphia because it's at Philadelphia. But then I'm going to have them beating Houston. So I think Indianapolis is going to be one of the sleeper teams this year. I'm predicting them to start very strong in the season. Then we go down to Chicago. I'm going to have them lose to the Giants. I'm going to have them lose to Seattle. They're going to win. Oh, wait, sorry, I messed this up. Yeah, so I got that all right. Sorry, I messed this up. I was going off of my NFC North. Now we're going down to Jacksonville. Sorry, guys. So I'm actually going to have Jacksonville win all these games because Jacksonville, to me, is a very legit team. Blake Bortles, not the best quarterback, but that defense is going to get after Eli Manning. That defense is going to get after Tom Brady. That defense is going to get after Marcus Mariota, and that defense is going to get after whoever the heck the Jets have starting quarterback at this point in time. And then we're going to move down to the Texans. Texans, I'm having them lose to New England, unfortunately. Then I'm going to have them win against Tennessee. I'm going to have them lose to the Giants, and I'm going to have them lose to Indy. So another, 1-3 team there. Then we will end with Tennessee. I have them beating Miami, but then I have them losing to Houston. I have them losing to Jacksonville, and of course they are losing to Philadelphia. So that is my South predictions. All right, I'm back. We're going to do this one, the South, right now. Tampa Bay, whatever I've said about Tampa Bay, okay? With other teams, you can't make fun of me because they're going to win every game. They're going to win it all. They're going to go 4-0.
Yes! Tampa Bay! Go, Bubba! Okay. New Orleans. So they're going to lose against Tampa Bay. Lose. Okay, they're going to... New Orleans is going to beat. They're going to win it. And then New Orleans is going to lose against Atlanta because they're home team. They're at home. And then you got winning against New York Giants. New Orleans is going to win against... So that's... Okay, Carolina, they're going to win. I gotta say Carolina. Atlanta, they're going to lose. And, of course, they're going to lose against Cincinnati. That's what I have. And then, of course, they're going to lose in the bye week. Okay, Atlanta, they're going to win. They're going to beat them. They're going to come into Philly, and they're just going to, oh, they're gone. They're going down. Matty Ice, Julio Jones, they're gone. They're done. Okay, so Philly's going to have their first loss, you know. And so then we got Carolina. They will win. They will. And this is going to be home at the Saints. You know, you can't really win all of them in a row. But I'm going to give a win for this one because it's a division. And then they're going to lose against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to come in and shock them. All right, now we're going to come over to Indianapolis. They're going to lose the first game. Even though it's home, they're just going to get beat. And then Washington, they're going to, you know, at Washington, you know, I got to give them a loss, and then I'm going to give them a loss, and then I'm going to give them a win on this one, okay? So that's what we're going to do. At Philly, that's a tough one. At Washington with Alex Smith, I think they're a little bit better because they have no weapons on offense, and their defense, you have no idea what it is. So I would like to give these guys a win right here, but they're at Washington, so it's a home game for Washington. So, and Luck, I mean, he's good, but I think Cincinnati's a better team. I'm not sure about Washington. That could go either way. I could even put a win there. But since they're at Washington, I'm going to give Washington. And then on Houston, they're going to beat Houston, even though they're fast and they have a pretty good defense. So we got Jacksonville. They're going to win. Okay, this one's going to be a tough one because I think, you know, they always have something to try to prove. These guys, they get mad every time they lose, every time they think they should have. They said Jacksonville should have won, but, you know, Tom Brady might get mad. So, if he's mad, you know, they may win. So, they're at Jacksonville, and it's going to be a big crowd, and they hate these guys. So, Jacksonville's going to win. If Bortles doesn't mess up, Bortles is the key to this one, not the defense. Bortles is the key, and so if they can win it. And I think Bortles is doing a better job. Tennessee, they're going to win. They're home, Jets, and this is a rookie quarterback. They've already said who the starter was, and so they're going to win that one. They're going to go 4-0, which, you know, is going to be tough. So you got the Texans coming in, you got New England. They're going to lose against the New England, at New England. Yeah. And then they're going to lose against the Tennessee Titans. They're not going to. At Tennessee, Texans are going to lose. I do believe they can beat the Giants because they have a really good defense. So they can win, and then they're going to lose against Indy. They're at Indy. So they're going to have, you know, 3 losses, 1 win. So then we go down to Tennessee, and they're going to win against Miami. They're going to win against Houston. They're going to lose against Jacksonville. And then they're going to lose against Philly. Even though they're at home with Philly, I just don't see Philly losing against this team. Their defense is too good. Defense wins championships. Did we not know that already? Thank you. I'm officially revealed. Go Colts. But it ain't going to happen this year. Okay, Philly and Atlanta. Guess what? Philly loses that one. Okay, Tampa Bay. They lose Tampa Bay. They win against Indy and they win against Tennessee. Joey's not looking too good right now. He's looking at
They're not going 2-2.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Okay, New York Giants. Okay, well, let me see my paper real quick. Okay, right here. Okay, this is the East. I need the East. Am I still on right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, East.
It was all improv.
New York Giants. Okay, you know they're going to lose against Jacksonville. That's a fact. You know something? I'm going to give the New York Giants a win. I'm not a lover of Dallas, but they have a lot of new weapons, so we're going to see what's going on with them. They're going to win against Houston, and they're going to lose against New Orleans. Okay, now we got Dallas, Carolina. I got them losing against Carolina. I got them winning against the New York Giants. No, I got them losing against the New York Giants, don't I? Really? Do I have that? Really? At Dallas? Okay, I'm going to change this right now. They're going to lose against Dallas. And they're going to win against the Giants. Okay, they're going to lose against Seattle because they're in Seattle. And they're going to win against the Detroit Lions. I have no love for Detroit, even though I'm from Michigan. I don't see anything going on. Their uniforms really are bad. Everything about these guys are wrong. So, anyway, we go to Washington. Arizona's gonna lose. Okay, Indy's gonna win. They're gonna win against Indy. They're gonna lose against Green Bay, and they're gonna win in the bye. What the heck? Okay, now we go to the AFC. New England. Okay, they're gonna win, lose, win. Okay, I got that over with. Okay, we got the Jets. The Jets are gonna lose. The Jets aren't gonna have that good of a year, but their quarterback, you guys have a real future with these guys, with this new quarterback. You have a future. So you're gonna win against those guys. I don't know why Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins, I don't know much about these guys. I mean,
they gave us Jay Ajayi.
This is a 50-50 shot right here. This is a 50-50 shot, but I'm gonna take it. But let me see. They're gonna be home against Miami, so I'm gonna give them a win. And then they're gonna, their defense is really good. Let me look. Okay, the Jets. They're gonna lose against Cleveland. Yeah, they're gonna lose, and then they're gonna lose against. I just think Cleveland's got a good defense, and Jacksonville, of course, was a playoff team. So now we got Miami, and I think Tennessee is going to win, and then the New York Jets are going to win. No, I can't do that. They're going to lose. Okay, they're going to lose against the Jets, and then they're going to lose against those guys. They go, oh, gee whiz, that's not good. But anyway, Miami needs to get a new quarterback. Period. Okay, now we got Buffalo. And they're going to lose against Baltimore. They're going to lose against the Chargers. They're going to lose against the Minnesota Vikings. And they're going to lose against Green Bay. They're hitting basically the North divisions, and then they have one West. But this is it right here. This is what I think is going to happen. Who knows? I could be. We're gonna after this is over with. We're gonna heap up. What do you call it? You're gonna fess up to what we didn't do and what we did and what we were wrong and what we were right. In the next 6 games in mid-season. Thank you.
All right, guys, so now I'm doing my East predictions here. And so, unfortunately, with New England, I pretty much have to agree with everything my dad said, just because these guys, they just are getting old, but they're going to win every year until Tom Brady and Belichick go away. So they're going to have a nice 3-1 start. Then we go down to the Jets. I'm going to pretty much agree with this as well. This is a loss. This is a win, a loss, and a loss. And again, yeah, I think it's Sam Darnold, right? He's the quarterback there. He does have a pretty bright future. So I think the Jets will be better, but unfortunately they're going to have a rough start this year. Then we go down to Miami. They're going to lose it all. They're going L. They're not winning a single game because Miami has a putrid situation in quarterback right now. That Ryan Tannehill is just a terrible guy to look at, and I just don't think they're going to do anything. Adam Gase really needs to step up his recruiting and his drafting because they're not getting it done, and they haven't been getting it done for a while. Then we go down to Buffalo, and I'm going to give them a loss. I'm going to actually have them beating the Chargers, and I'm going to give them 2 losses as well. So they're going to finish off at 1-3 as well. Then we will move over. I'm going to have to rotate the camera there. To the West, guys. Or the East, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and save Philly for last for you guys. So we'll just start at the bottom here. The bottom feeders, which is Washington. I think they're actually going to probably be the 2nd worst team in the division overall. But for the first games, I'm going to give them a win. And then I'm going to have them lose. Wait, let's see. Yeah. Oh, New Orleans. I put down New Orleans for that's their 5th game.
No, we're not doing it.
So yeah, we'll just X that out. So they're gonna win 1, lose 2. There you go. Then we go up to Dallas. I'm gonna have them go actually.
Did I say these guys were gonna lose this one?
I can't remember.
How's Washington gonna lose that one? So I need a win on that one.
Okay, put a win for Dad. There we go.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Okay, then we go to Dallas, which I'm going to have them finishing middle ground, actually. I'm going to have them lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. So they're going to go 2-2 to start. Then we go to the Giants. I think the Giants are, of course, going to lose to Jacksonville. They're going to lose to Dallas. Just because you guys know, as Eagles fans, whenever the New York Giants go to Dallas, they usually lose that game. So... But the NFC East is interesting. I mean, there was that year when Dallas only lost twice, and it was to the Giants during the season until the end when we beat them. But that one I'm just going to give to Dallas just because I think they're going to win that one. Then we'll go down to Houston. That's a win. And then we go to New Orleans, a loss. Now we go to Philly. And this is where I completely disagree because we're going to slay Atlanta in like a day now. Is that what it is? We're going to beat the Bucks. Jameis Winston isn't even playing. You think Fitzgerald's going to beat us. Then we're going to beat Indianapolis because Frank Reich is not going to know what hit him. And then we're going to beat Tennessee to go 4-0 for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is our predictions for the first 4 games for the entire league, guys. Alright guys, so to end this video, we're both going to talk about our sleeper teams. Worst to first. These are teams that just sucked completely last season, but we think they're going to turn it around this season. So for my NFC team, I'm picking the 49ers because I really think that the acquisition of Jimmy Garoppolo is going to really help that team elevate themselves. I do think that Jimmy Garoppolo is a very good quarterback, and I think New England was crazy to give them up like they did. So that's why I'm picking the 49ers.
All right, I'm for the AFC, I'm going to pick Cleveland, which is my team. I think they have enough on defense and they have enough on offense to be at least eligible to make the playoffs. I think they can beat Baltimore, and I think they can beat Pittsburgh at least once. And then who else is in there?
There's the Baltimore, did you say that?
No, Baltimore.
Cincinnati.
Oh, yes, but Cincinnati, they're close. Okay, I'm gonna put Cincinnati. I forgot about those guys. I'm gonna put Cincinnati as my sleeper team. Cincinnati. So Cleveland.
But you're picking Cleveland.
But I'm picking Cleveland. But believe me, I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati did some damage and made it to the playoffs.
And then for my other AFC team, I'm going to pick, I know my dad doesn't agree, but Indy! Andrew Luck is back, baby. Frank Reich left the Eagles to go coach in his old team. This is going to be like a Doug Peterson year, guys. This Indy might not pick it up altogether this year, but there's going to be signs of the future this season. So I'm picking the Colts.
All right, my NFC team is my favorite, one of my favorite teams. I love these guys. They have the moxie, and they have the quarterback, and they don't have the head coach. That's the only problem. They don't have the head coach. My pick is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're gonna contend for the South, and they're gonna be able to beat New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta. Somewhere along the line, they're gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna come really close. They're gonna have a better record than they did last year. So I'm gonna pick, even though they have a tough 4-game schedule, I'm going to pick them.
Well, you picked them 4-0, so
yeah, I picked them 4-0. So they're my team. They're my sleeper team. This is my sleeper team with a.
Indy goes 3-1 in my book. They're gonna start off strong.
4-0. Okay, and then the 49ers.
I picked 2-2 for them.
2-2. Maybe I did the same thing. I have no idea.
But anyway, that is how we're gonna end the video, just to kind of give you guys what we think. But if you guys like these videos, let me know down in the comments. You know how I am. I'm very responsive to the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this little segment we thought up. But as always, guys, this is Jigsaw0097, and I will talk to you all later. All right, guys, so that is my dad. You have now met him online, and that is the video. That is our predictions, guys, and I'd really like to hear what you guys think about our predictions, maybe your opinions on the matter. I'd love to have you guys comment down below, start the discussion, and just hear what you guys have to think about how this league is going to go, because I really think the first 4 games are going to really determine what a team is and isn't. We'll be able to know if they're good or bad at the end of the 4 games, and so that's why I was interested in doing this with my dad, and it was a very fun video to make. But that's the video, like I said, for you guys. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then also, if you're a returning subscriber watching this video, this is a really long one. I appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end. And I appreciate all the support I'm getting from you guys. But as always, this has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.